Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Hi guys, how are you? So I've got a spread here. It got big, so I don't know where this is going, but basically this is a reading for my people out there. Um, Now I got my Ocean of Emotion. I've got my Heal Yourself Oracle. Okay, and then I have a couple from my Divine Tarot. So basically just tapping in, and I did ask, like, what is your person thinking, feeling, wanting, and then some just like influencing energies on that. So I'm trying to remember where the first card was. I think it was here. It's like in the center of the table. How teachable are you? Number 9. So I feel like this was coming through for you though, like, because at first I was kind of just like getting energy from the oracle card here, like these ones in the middle, and basically it's like, how teachable are you? So like, honestly, like the person that you're connected to, because I know this is going to be a love reading, they could be wondering like if you guys can figure things out, like how teachable are you? Like, they may not be like, are you stupid? But they could be like, like, can we figure this out? Can we do what we need to do to make things work? So that's kind of what I'm taking from that, is like, can we figure this out? Because then we also had pay attention to the signs. So I feel like this person may be trying to like give you signs, synchronicity, confirmation, like or like spirit could be giving you signs, synchronicity, confirmation, basically, because I mean, you got the owl in there, you got number 10 on there, and then the next one out was number 11, and the one after that was number 33. So it's like, okay, it's like, pay attention to the signs, and here's a couple of them. But basically, I feel like you guys may need to figure things out on different levels too. Like, they may be wondering, like, can we figure it out, like, physically, mentally, emotionally? Like, can we get this to work between us? Can we have a good relationship in our connection? But then they could be wondering too, like, can we figure out like what we're supposed to do beyond that? Like, what the heck is this? Like, what is this connection that I'm dealing with? Like, this feels heavy. This feels like intense. Like, there's a lot that we've got to figure out between us, if this is what it seems to be, because I feel like they're kind of you know what I mean, like getting like a lot of synchronicities themselves, and they could be trying to figure out what that all means. So again, I feel like they could be wearing a mask and you could be wearing a mask, because again, I started to switch over into like more so like, so what are they thinking and stuff like that, but I still intended that this Heal Yourself deck was for both of you. So basically, if you're wearing a mask, you gotta take it off, and if they're wearing a mask, they've got to take it off. So whoever's wearing the mask in the situation needs to take it off. And that may come into tie with this, whole energy of how teachable are you? Like, if you're looking at your person and you know that they're not giving you authentic, vulnerable version of themselves, and then you don't do that back to them, like, well, how teachable are you? Because if you want somebody to do something for you or with you, then you should lead the way, and I know it's hard. I know that's hard to do those types of things specifically, depending on what you've got going on in your life and where you've come from and all of that. People who have been, in relationships prior to, you may have, gotten hurt the last time you were vulnerable, or you could have adopted a mask that you don't even necessarily know you're wearing sometimes, because a lot of times the masks that we wear, it isn't even that we're like conscious of it, like, where subconscious stuff comes up. Stuff from childhood, stuff from past relationships, stuff from our parents, stuff from, society, and just making you think and be a certain way that you don't need to be. And I think that this is like, how teachable are you, is saying, like, can you reprogram your subconscious mind so that you don't wear that mask? That's not you. That's a false version of yourself. Take that shit off, and, stop worrying about what other people think, what other people are going to say. Oh my God, but this, but that. I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm all of these stupid things that, make us feel crazy and take us away from, because if you're trying to get to your divine union, you ain't going to get there by wearing a mask. You ain't going to get there by thinking you're ugly. You ain't going to get there by believing all these false beliefs. You ain't going to get there by holding on to a false version of yourself, and vice versa. And if this is your soulmate and this is love that you guys have for each other, like, it shouldn't matter. Like, you should be able to take off your mask. You should not be wearing a mask at all, because what about when you like this is the thing, people like dating and stuff, they put on this false version of themselves, they put on, you know, like, I'm gonna be prim and proper, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go date somebody, and act like completely different than I would normally do, so that, like, you know, if they like me, they don't even know who the hell I am, but they like that version of me. So then that person, you know, if it was you or them, gets nervous to take the mask off, because what if they don't like what's under the mask? And that's why I said don't put the mask on to begin with, because if you hadn't put the mask on to begin with, you wouldn't be in that position later on down the road, where a lot of people end up finding themselves as they, you know, progress through relationships of like, oh shit, you know, eventually I'm gonna have to take my makeup off. Eventually I'm gonna have to, you know, put on pajamas. Like, eventually shit's gonna happen. So I feel like that's kind of like the message too from spirits, like just saying like, take your freaking, you could even be from your person too. They'd be like, I want to see you. Like, I want to know who you are underneath stuff, because what if I don't like who you are under there? And we had the lies card, which says I can't seem to do what's right. So one of you or both of you could be, you know, hiding from each other because you're afraid of the other person seeing the truth, of who you really are. And then this guy's wearing a freaking bag on his head. So he's like, I'm just miserable and I'm really tired of pretending that I'm not. So you could be, you know, these cards, when I got out to the outside skirts here, was more so, you know, what are they thinking, what are they feeling, what do they want? So I feel like your person may be thinking and feeling these things, and that like these center cards may be more so messages for you, but they don't have to be. But I definitely feel like your person, they may not be so happy, but they could be, you know, oh, I'm happy, I'm great, everything's fine. Oh, I'm so happy. Crying under their bag and thinking that they suck. You know, like, I can't do what's right. I always mess it up. I break stuff and I'm a bad person. You know, like, we all do that. You know, to a degree. Depends on what's going on. And then again, with the 33, this is the sexual arts. So there could be just like a like my brain is so dumb. Basically, I was gonna say, like, maybe they want to teach you something, you know, to do with how teachable are you? Are you gonna be a good girl, or are you gonna be a bad girl? But basically, I feel like this is more so saying, like, there's like probably a desire there. Like, they probably want to come together. They could be like missing you physically, you know, missing that type of connection, and, you know, wanting to get creative because it's the sexual arts. They might want to get creative in how they're going to, you know, express that, like, hey, I feel like you're my soulmate. Let's, you know, make love. And then down here, the last two was help from above, number 27, and have faith, number 22. So again, you had 11, 22, 33, all these synchronicity numbers in here. And I feel like basically Spirit is like trying to help you guys. And it's like, just freaking have some faith and let us help you. Let us, you know, navigate some of this stuff, because I feel like at times, you know, you and this person may make some mistakes or just do some things that are unnecessary, or, you know, feel things that are unnecessary, and it's because you're not like trusting, you know, you have no faith. You guys could be sitting around like tempted by each other, and that could make you guys feel certain ways about each other, and then you don't know about the other person's like real, true, raw version of themselves, and like, so you hold back and so, and I feel like you guys just need to have faith in each other that like they're whatever, like, you don't have an intense magnetic, I think it might be my twin flame connection, and then find out later on that, oh, you know what, when they took makeup off, or when they, like, you know, didn't get dressed up, it wasn't enough. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's more so people need to reprogram and teach themselves a new version of events that's going on in their mind about who they are. Because if you show up confidently, then that other shit kind of goes away. And then in the headspace, we did have the 9 of Swords. So again, I think anxiety is a big play here, for probably both of you, and maybe just you, maybe just them. These cards are where I did ask, you know, specifically what are they thinking, but it doesn't have to be just them. We also have the Magician here with the lies. I can't seem to do what's right. And the Desperate. I can't do this anymore. So I feel like they're desperate to change up whatever it is that's making them feel anxious, whatever is making them feel like I can't seem to do what's right. And with the Magician, I feel like this is them wanting to transmute, transform, change whatever it is that, you know, isn't going well or isn't feeling, you know, just like, it just doesn't feel authentic, you know. So they may be putting on a show for you, or they may be putting on a show for other people in their life. Like, they could be putting on this big, like, happy face, Maybe they're married to somebody else, or maybe they have some circumstances that they're stuck in at this point, and maybe they don't want to be there, but they're there pretending like they're happy to be there because they can't seem to do what's right for them. It's not even necessarily that they're doing wrong things. They could be cheating, they could be manipulating, they could be doing things that suck and are bad and are wrong. But I feel like this is more so speaking of the fact that, like, I keep doing things that aren't right for me. I keep keeping myself stuck in a place that I don't want to be. I keep, thinking that, like, I don't have what it takes to be the magician, to do this little magic trick, and to get myself up and out of there, to manifest the life that I would like to live in, instead of pretend like, oh, everything's fine, when I really feel anxious and anxiety, and I'm like, and maybe having sleepless nights, and maybe having you on their mind, because we had the I can't get you off my mind card. So this could be part of this too, is that, it's like, I can't seem to do what's right with you. Maybe I want to change things up between us, but I don't know if I'm teachable. I don't know if you're teachable. I don't know if we can do it, but I can't stop thinking about you. So the more that I think about you, the more that I get anxious, the more I suck at sleeping, the more, like, I'm not really focusing on doing other things. And I get into this place where I'm getting desperate now, or I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like the feeling of it. I don't like thinking about it. I just want to make a decision, either yes or no, or go or stay or whatever. It's like, I feel like it's building. It's getting, like, up and higher to that, like, building point where you can't, like something's got to break, something's got to give. And then in the feelings on this side, I can't sleep, I don't eat, and I have no sense of inner peace with the anxious card. So this is their feelings. They're, like, feeling the anxiety that's going on in their mind that they're thinking about. Obviously, those two things would go hand in hand, but this is just confirmation that this person's definitely got some sort of anxiety. And then we had the star with the integrity card, and it says, I'm trying to do the right thing. So even though they say, like, I can't seem to do what's right, it's not from a lack there of trying. Like, this person's trying to do the right thing, and I think they have a lot of anxiety about what is the right thing, and that's going to be dependent upon you and your circumstances. Like, maybe they have a family and kids and a wife and all of that stuff, so they feel like maybe the right thing is for me to just stay here and be miserable and sacrifice my happiness to, take care of my family. Like, that's something a lot of men with, like, integrity do, because they feel like they're responsible for providing, protecting, and, like, loving those children and loving the person that they said they would. So that may be a thing in itself, where it's like, I'm trying to do the right thing, but by trying to do what they think is right in their mind, they're causing all of this anxiety. They're feeling desperate. They don't want to be there. They're like, ugh, and they're not sleeping, they're not eating, they're not enjoying it. So, like, that can only last so long before they're like, I gotta get out of here. Fuck this place. Like, So I think that might be, something for some of you guys, where something like that, maybe they just can't live out of their truth anymore. It gets to the point where they're just like, what the fuck? Like, I can't lie to myself anymore. I gotta get out of here. Like, or I gotta make a move, or I gotta talk to you, or I gotta change up whatever it is, because this anxiety and feeling like I'm just, doing stupid shit for no reason has got to go. And with the star, they may have a wish, or they may have you on a pedestal, or they could just be like, wishing that, like, they could make things change between the two of you. And we do over here have for thinking the courage card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Cups. So I feel like they wish that they had the courage. And it's like, I think I can fix this. I think that they do think they can fix it, okay? Which they need to be more confident in that. But I think that they also think that you would be able to give them unconditional love. That you are this Queen of Cups, that you're the one who's going to love them unconditionally, so that even, like, and that may be a problem for some of you, because they may be thinking, like, even though I can't seem to do what's right, and even though I'm over here in my anxiety, and I ain't doing shit, like, I know I got the courage to fix it if I really wanted to, but, like, this person loves me anyways, so maybe I'll just stay here and drag my feet a little bit longer. And the only reason I say that is because, like, I'm miserable, so they're not happy where they are. However, they've got the greed card, which says, I want it all and deserve it all. So I don't think it's necessarily, like, coming through, like, being a dick about it, but I think that they might be trying to do that, like, being a little greedy by trying to stay with their wife and, do this other thing and take care of this and, then also be with you and, like, you know what I mean? So it depends on your circumstances. Like, if there's, like, no third parties, it could just be the greed part that's like, I know I could fix this if I wanted to, but I'm afraid to. Or I know that if I take my mask off and show you the real vulnerable me, like that's gonna change things, like that could fix us, and that could fix this. Like I could be happy again, and I could get rid of my anxiety, because then I'll know for sure that you actually care about me, that you do love me beyond the surface, that you do love who I am at my core. And I think that actually might freak them out a little bit. So instead of like acknowledging that, they're like wanting it all and being greedy in the fact that like I'm not going to do the moves that I know I should be doing that would progress things forward in a natural way, so that we can, you know, move into the next phase of things, or we can be happy, or we can communicate. So it could even just come down to communication. Like maybe they just have so much anxiety about doing the right thing and coming forward, telling you what they feel and think and all of that. And so they don't listen to their courage, they don't listen to that inner voice, and they, you know, don't do nothing about the sadness. And that's greedy, for, you know, to do, because they're also hurting you. They know that you love them, so to keep themselves away from you is greedy, you know? It's like, oh, well, like, I know that I could fix this, and I know that you're going to love me anyways, but I'm not going to do anything anyways, because it's a slightly inconvenienced thing for me to come, you know, show you my truth. So I'm just going to be over here thinking about you, feeling, you know, desperately, like, and anxious, and, you know, thinking in my head I might be doing the right thing, but knowing in my heart that I'm probably not. So I'm going to put my little bag over my head and, you know, kind of practice that greediness, which doesn't, again, feel like, for many of you, it's like straight up like, I'm a greedy asshole. And then for the feelings, we have truth, Page of Cups, and I don't know which path to take with choices. So this is again confirming like everything I was just saying. I feel like they do have they do know that they could fix this if they got the courage up to go make the little choice, like which one am I going to take, which doorway am I going down, like 1, 2, or 3, because I feel like all of these doorways are going to lead them to the same freaking place, unless they decide to stay somewhere that they're miserable, which I don't think that, even if they chose that door to stay where they are, it's not going to last forever. Like they're going to eventually be like, I can't do this. Like you can't stay somewhere you hate and despise and are miserable and pretend your way out of that. Like eventually the wheel of fortune will spin. Like eventually the wife will find out something. Eventually shit's going to hit the fan. Somebody, like if they've like, I've been hurt too many times, is here, and I can't keep it together. And I know I've already screwed things up, irresponsible. So this person's been irresponsible, you know, not doing what they want, not, you know, following through with like their, you know, their heart and all of that. Like they maybe just kind of got themselves into a circumstance here that now they're like, oh shit. But I don't think that they came at it in a negative, like bad, I'm a bad dude way. I think they just maybe like are innocent in all of it, but actually like may have been unhealthy in it. They could have, you know, been trying, like supposed to be loyal to somebody or in a relationship with somebody, or just you know, weren't being loyal to themselves by, you know, like just not taking on this situation, or not showing you their truth, or not communicating like, hey, that I care about you, or I've got you on my mind type of stuff. And that could all come down to the fact that they've been hurt before. So again, for some of you, this is showing up to show that they are the one that's being unfaithful to someone they're meant to be loyal to. And it's just because they are in an unhealthy relationship and they haven't been the healthiest person within their mind. And they may need some help to heal that. But it's not like they were choosing, I don't think they wanted to do what they did. But they do need to find peace again. They do need to get healthy again. And they need to, you know, make things right. You can't just keep doing the wrong thing and being like, oh, well, I already screwed it up, so I'm just going to keep screwing it up. Like, that doesn't get you anywhere. And then, you know, for those of you where they're like, there isn't a third party and stuff like that, they may just feel irresponsible in themselves. They may feel like they don't deserve love, or that they have been hurt many times by other people, so they don't even want to go there sometimes, because it's like, I'm just going to be irresponsible. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to drink. I'm going to, you know, keep it light. I'm going to date multiple people. I'm not going to really get into something serious right now, because every time I do, I get hurt. And, you know, loyalty freaks me out. So I swear I didn't mean to, like, lead you on or anything like that, but I know you love me now, and I may be, you know, sad and miserable, but I'm pretending that I'm not over here. I'm just going to go back over here and, you know, do my thing and pretend like everything's okay. And in doing that, they're being irresponsible. So it's because they don't know which path to take, and they don't know what's going to happen if they take the path, like what's going to happen. So we also have the truth here, and it says, I know you can feel me, and you're inside my mind. You know the truth I've been trying to hide. So you know intuitively, especially this Queen of Cups, because she's very intuitive. She's gonna know if he's lying or if he's telling the truth about how he feels. She's gonna know if he's thinking about her. She's gonna know, like, just those little things. Like, she can feel it. She doesn't need him to confirm it. She may know that he's miserable. She may know that he hates where he's at. But he may be still pretending like, oh, I'm fine. And then but he kind of knows it too at the same time. He's like, I know you can feel me. I know you know on some degree. And I'm just trying to do the right thing. But that's like a cop out for a lot of them. So with the Page of Cups, this is like, I've got to make that choice to be vulnerable and authentic, or I've got to make that choice to apologize for where I was irresponsible, or for the things that I did from an unhealthy place, because maybe I was codependent, or maybe I was, whatever. Maybe I was already committed. But, I didn't mean to hurt you, basically. So I feel like if they do give you an apology, or if they choose to go down that path of like, let me at least apologize and say, I'm sorry, I can't be here with you right now because I'm still, stuck in my illusions and lies, and I'm going to go home and continue to do that for a little bit before I can give to you. They still should choose to do that, to make a choice to communicate their truth to you. And even if they came and said some bullshit to you, you would know if it's true or not. So always trust your gut when this person's communicating with you. I feel like you just already know. But I think this could be an apology coming for some of you, or an authentic, vulnerable offer for some of you. And then, for what do they want, we had justice. So for some of them, if they're married in that situation, doing the right thing would be like, hey, guess what? Like, I've been cheating on you. You know what I mean? Like, I've been, sleeping around, and like, I don't think this is gonna work. Instead of just continuing to do the wrong thing. Or if there's been karma in your connection, or maybe there's been, things that have been done in your connection that haven't been the best things to do, I feel like they want to make things balanced in that situation. They want to get that right. They want to clear out the things and try to do the things the nice way, the good way. Let's fix stuff up. And then we had the sexual let's play. So obviously, like, they're like, bow chicka bow bow, I want to get fricka dicky. And we also had the codependent card. So for some of them, their loyalty is that they're codependent. It may be like a third party situation, that they're just in a codependent, unhealthy, toxic relationship, and it scares them to think of change, because codependent people don't do well with change. They can do shady behaviors. They can treat other people in ways sometimes that are not the best, but they, at the end of the day, they feel like their hands are tied, or maybe their person that they're with is codependent, so they feel like, I can't just up and leave my kids with this person. This person's a hot mess. Like, I've gotta, do whatever, or I've gotta whatever. Like, just something is going on here where, they kind of know, like, they feel like their hands are tied. And that, again, could be a cop-out depending on the circumstances of your situation. Not everybody's dealing with the same thing, so use your intuition, trust your inner knowing on what really fits for your situation and what doesn't fit. Like, if this sounds like bullshit, that like, no, I'm not giving him that out, like, he doesn't deserve that out, like, he's really not trying to do the right thing, then trust that. But if you feel in your heart of hearts that, like, he is trying to do the right thing and he kind of just got stuck in the bad position, then that's your circumstances. But he wants the Ten of Pentacles, and I think he does want you to trust your inner knowing. So if this is the case, I think for most of you, you are dealing with somebody that, ultimately, they're a good guy. Like, they're trying to do the right thing. But they want this ultimate fulfillment in their life. They need you to trust your intuition right now. Because if they're not showing up to show you that, it's going to make you feel kind of like, what the fuck is they doing? Like, what is this? So basically, I feel like Spirit's saying, trust your intuition. They're saying, trust your intuition, because like we said, you already know. They don't have to come tell you the truth without, they don't have to come tell you for you to know it. So you already know. And then I said, what are they going to do? Or where, where is this headed? And we got the Nine of Wands, so they're not going to give up on getting a Queen of Pentacles, which is somebody that's grounded, stable, loyal, committed, and, a nurturer. And the Emperor was there. So I feel like they will eventually evolve to be the man that does the right thing. The man that overcomes their nerves and anxiety. The man that gets that ultimate fulfillment. And, obviously, like, I always say, like, if anybody's gonna be like hanging out in the Pentacles places, it's gonna be the Pentacle Queen. So I feel like they may feel that you are the one that they don't want to give up on, you know, manifesting that type of thing, that type of situation with you. Like, you know, it may take some time. There may be some circumstances that you got to get over. It could even just be depression. Like, they could just be depressed and sad and miserable and have anxiety, and because of that, they can't come step up and be like, here I am, I'm the emperor and I'm fighting for what's right. Like, they may just not have it in them right now. So they may need to learn some lessons. They may need to do some work. They may need to walk away from current circumstances, third-party people, whatever's happening there. They may need to overcome some depression, ultimately transforming who they are and figuring out how to fix the pain that's in their heart so that they can come be with their Two of Cups. Okay? So hopefully that assisted you guys. Thank you guys very much. But yeah, that seems to be the story that was coming through here. So, you know, don't be surprised if you get some sort of truth from somebody that overcomes like their ego, their pride, that voice in the back of the mind that's like, you don't deserve that, or you need to stay here, or you've got too much anxiety. Like, they're gonna overcome that. They could also be afraid of you saying no to them. Like, they could feel like you're gonna be like, what is your problem? Like, what do you want? You broke my heart, you know? And underneath that was that I'm filled with regret. So if they did break your heart, they might know that, and they might feel that they are feeling regretful for that, especially if they think that you're going to be like Four of Pentacles guarded, Queen of Swords, don't touch me, don't come near me, I'm going to cut you with my sword type of energy, because you may have experienced the Three of Swords from them. So if that's the case, that could be what's holding them back too. Is they want to do the right thing. They may want to come give you an Ace of Cups situation. They may see you as their divine counterpart, their lover, the one that they would like to, you know, take action, communicate with, travel over, and fix stuff up. But I feel like they're waiting because they're not sure where you are. Like, they may know where you are physically in the world, but they may not know where you are emotionally at this time. And I do think they want justice, but they could be afraid that I'm going to do the wrong thing, I'm going to say the wrong thing, or they don't even want to hear from me right now, because, you know, you may have that advantage of knowing like what they're up to, like what they're feeling and thinking, like intuitively, but they may not know that about you. So they just got fears and doubts, regrets, you know, how do I fix what I broke type of stuff. And then I've been lying to myself and you, so they've been deceiving themselves. They cothey don't even care about what's happening with you, but they do. And they do want to have a start over thing where it's like, let's have grounded, stable, you know, new beginning. I've hermited myself away and I've reflected on this. I've thought about it. I know what I kind of am wishing for at this point, which is, I think, you to be like their partner, their person that they, you know, come deliver that communication, that truth to. So they could be checking you up, you know, checking up on you right now, seeing what's going on, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to see, like, when you warm up a little bit. So when you come out of that Queen of Swords, she's a little cold, aloof, a little mean, and you warm into that Queen of, like, bow chicka bow wow, that may be when they come, you know, take their action for the Four of Wands, which is Twin Flame 11-11 union. But right now, I think they're stuck in some illusions, and it says, I can't break free out of these illusions. And the Hierophant remained down when I picked up the deck, so I feel like when they break out of these illusions, which the card underneath that is like, I can see beyond the smoke and mirrors now. So when they break out of those illusions, when they can see through that, that's when they'll come bring you that Hierophant, like, you know, loyalty, that love, that, like, tradition, that thing that you don't have to worry about. And it's like, I want to make you happy, I want to make you smile, and you'll feel that, you'll know that, and you'll have that passion, you'll have that desire, you'll have that drive together, you'll have, you know, everything you need to be like, okay, this is good. You'll have your Emperor basically showing up to do Emperor stuff, you know, and basically committing or doing something differently, finding peace, getting rid of anger, getting rid of frustration, getting rid of fear. They could be afraid of settling down, you know, like they could be self-sabotaging because they're like, commitment, scary, but you may be able to figure out how to make them feel calm and free in a way that, like, you know, is different from other people. So they may want to be the Emperor with you later on when they realize that, like, you're not trying to, like, roll them into a like a little box or anything, that you're just, you know, probably just looking to care about them or whatever. But it seems like some stuff needs to still be realized here. So again, how teachable are you? I would go look into learning, you know, what do you need to be healed and healthy and whole, and what do they need to be healed and healthy and whole, and just hold space for them to change that perspective. and, you know, inspire them by your own healing, by your own growth, you know, breaking out of your own codependencies and doing your own focus on self-love, and you know, filling up your own cup and not getting stuck into anxiety and sleeplessness and hopelessness and self-sabotage, all that bad stuff. Okay, so hopefully that made sense for you guys or somebody out there. In Mune, namaste.